is most of it is 80% attitude and 20% skill. Like, you really don't have to know what you're doing. You'll figure it out as you go. So don't let any of that deter you from doing what you want to do.
Hi, I'm Ryan Astle with the Venture College, a program within the College of Innovation Design at Boise State. The Venture College helps students and community members launch their ideas beyond the classroom and turn those ideas into startups, lifestyle businesses, side hustles, and other ventures. With the COVID-19 situation, we know that more and more people in our community and throughout Idaho, beyond just students, will be looking for ways to generate extra income. That's why we've started the Side Hustle series. We will be talking to successful entrepreneurs about starting and growing side hustles that can be done from just about anywhere in the world. If you're interested in learning more or need some help, contact us at venturecollege@boisestate.edu or go to our website to learn more. Also, watch out for our social media accounts for the next installments of the Side Hustle series. Hello, everyone. I'm here with Jessica Astle, the owner of Black Canyon Popcorn. So let's start with this. How did you get into the popcorn industry?
My husband was looking for some type of retirement idea where we could just let the money grow and wait till we're retiring. And as if 7 kids wasn't enough, decided that we needed a popcorn business to kind of further that retirement idea also.
Gotcha. So I get the idea that you wanted kind of a business that would take care of you into retirement. What led you to like the Black Canyon Popcorn?
My husband's parents were working for the previous owners, and they were retiring and selling it. And so they kind of said, hey, this is what's going on. If you buy this, we can continue to have a job. So it was a little accumulation of family effort.
Got it. So was there ever a discussion of like doing a startup versus buying a business, or what did you just like know that buying a business would be the best route?
It just kind of the opportunity presented it, and so we went for it.
That makes sense.
I thought it was an insane idea. And my husband's like, no, we could do this. We can make this work. And I'm like, popcorn? Like, really? Popcorn? And he's like, yeah. So it's been good though.
That's good. Okay, so walk me through, because we don't get too many interviews where they actually like did a purchase of a business, like an acquisition, and then kind of took it on. What talk to me, like, not specifics, but like, how did you determine a price? Like, was it a cash offer? Was it like you'll have equity? Like, how does that something like that work with as many details you feel comfortable sharing?
This one was a cash offer just because my husband is very money savvy and he does not like doing debt or like, and so we kind of had a set amount of what we did or didn't want to pay.
Yep.
And then the previous owners were just kind of had to decide whether what we bought it for or not was acceptable. And then they adjusted like a lot of stuff. Inventory came with it, such as a delivery vehicle, a bunch of equipment, a rental space. So there was a lot of things that they just adjusted the prices of those items to make it look like we were buying like inventory essentially.
Got it. Okay. Yep. That makes sense. When you did that acquisition, were lawyers involved? Was this like just a person-to-person sign a contract? Like, what was the legalities of it?
It was a person-to-person sign a contract. That was about it.
Got it. Okay. So then you took a business over, and it sounds like your husband's parents were involved with this business previous, but you hadn't. So how long did it take you in the business to feel comfortable in the popcorn space?
Just because I'm not a very on top of it organized person, I still feel like I'm trying to find my way through it.
Sure.
I didn't have any business degree. I loved the accounting end of business. And so I could do numbers, but I never took any accounting classes. I never took like QuickBooks or any of those kind of stuff. So I've kind of just felt my way through a lot of it. Never did payroll or anything that, as far as that, like anything in depth. So it was really just stumbling my way through, calling like the Idaho business licenses. Luckily, my husband had kind of done that on his own through his roofing business.
Yep.
So he just kind of pointed me in the right direction of call these guys. They'll get you set up with the right business numbers. And then you have to call these guys to get this number set up. And it just kind of worked out.
Yep.
Fumbled our way through and figured it out. But
okay. And when you took it over, did you have like a sense of like, we want to take this to a different vision or different strategy, or was it just kind of like it was already a moneymaker and you just wanted to take it over and start having that residual income? Kind of what was your thoughts there at the time of acquisition?
When we took it over, we decided we'd just run with what she had going on, which was a little bit of wholesale, meaning we'd manufacture in Cuna and then deliver to other businesses in the Treasure Valley.
Yep.
And then she had a retail store there also. And after running, which means people could come in and buy our product from our storefront.
Yep.
After a year or two of doing that and realizing that she had hidden a lot of expenses or done way more work on her own that I couldn't do on my own because I had kids, and unfortunately my family is first priority to me.
Yeah.
This was only supposed to be a secondary retirement thing.
Yeah. Yep.
We changed the business model to fit our needs. We shut down the retail store so that we didn't have to man it.
Yep.
The 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, which freed up my time to take care of my kids.
Yep.
And then we pushed more of the wholesale end and picked up more businesses to make our delivery route function better.
Yep.
And then we changed our prices a little more and brought distributors on, which opened up more of our area and their deliveries too. So
gotcha. Yeah, because I've seen your popcorn like all over, like gas stations or grocery stores. Like it's definitely all over. So do you attribute that more towards like partnering with distributors, or was that you like cold calling people? How did you finally start like expanding out once you decided to go the wholesale route?
We've kind of gotten lucky in the fact that most of our local businesses, they'll see stuff at a store and then they'll contact us for wholesale information. I haven't had to, I'm a horrible salesperson. So I haven't had to luckily go out and pound the pavement per se to sell our popcorn.
Yeah.
Our distributors, I mean, I really just have been so lucky that our distributors, one of them found us and then he told his friends. And so it's just by word of mouth. And then we brought on a new distributor in the last month who does cover the whole online stuff because I'm not tech savvy. Like we have a website, but it functions horribly, really horribly. And so this guy kind of took it over and just morphed into his own stuff. And I've just really gotten lucky that even though I know nothing about business, it all just kind of fell into place.
No, it's good. I mean, it sounds like you're surrounding yourself with the right type of people. What other, like going back to like early days, like what are some of the other painful moments that you discovered after like becoming a newfound business owner?
So some of the really, really painful one to me is I'm not really good at staying on top of paperwork.
Okay.
So like people would call me and be like, hey, have you cashed my check yet? It's been like a month. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take care of that. But because I didn't have to have that money in there.
Yeah.
So collections too on that instance, because I don't have anybody to rely on the paperwork. If you don't get that stuff collected and somebody didn't send in their payment for their wholesale, usually within 45 days, then it's harder to get people because they're like, well, I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
So the most painful thing is staying on top of stuff where I'm a procrastinator.
So like, are you to the point where you're wanting to hire that out, or does that still stay within your realm? Or like, how do you almost like, I've heard the phrase like the business runs for you instead of like the business running you. Like
it runs me.
yeah. Something. Because it definitely doesn't sound like a pure side hustle. Is there plans of like almost like scaling out the responsibility so that you're more of like an owner oversight role versus the day-to-day in the paperwork type of stuff?
I'm really picky on the paperwork. I've had people help me and it comes back completely wrong and things get missed.
Yeah.
And so I've really kind of just tried focusing and keeping my time on that and allowing other people to take over it. I really would like one of my kids to take it over because they can expand it where and see potential where I just don't. I see more of the mechanical manufacturer, whereas somebody else could see where it could go better. And so I'm hoping one of my kids will just, pick it up and take it over, but we'll see.
And then as far as like vision goes of where you want to take the company now, like, is there any clear direction right now other than just like, are you in growth mode right now? Like getting to as many stores as possible, or kind of what's the status of the company now?
Yeah, before now, I kind of just, like the last 2 years, I tried to see how much I could step out of the business and let other people run it. So the cost versus effectiveness kind of idea.
Yeah.
And we're not at a point where I can just completely step out and let other people do that.
Yep.
So I stepped back in a little more, trying to do a little more hands-on work myself. However, that new distributor that started online sales is really almost doubling what we have going on.
Wow.
And so I'm hoping if we push that end a little more, open up a little more wholesale online, you're reaching states and countries versus what you can peddle yourself locally.
Sure.
So.
Yep. No, that makes a lot of sense. Switching or at least adding that online component. I guess last question, just in terms of anyone else interested in buying a business, just in the pure process of buying it, any other tips or hints or this worked really well or this didn't work well? I know you already mentioned, it's hard to understand all the costs or maybe hidden labor and all that. Any other things that you noticed after buying a business?
I think the biggest thing, especially just in life in general, is most of it is 80% attitude and 20% skill. You really don't have to know what you're doing. You'll figure it out as you go. So don't let any of that deter you from doing what you want to do. It's good to have a degree. It's good to have the knowledge, but a lot of stuff you still just have to learn on your own. Nobody's going to take you through life and show you every detail of what needs to go on. So just have faith in yourself and don't be afraid to ask people questions, or even if you're comfortable with the Idaho Department of Labor, but you're not with the Chamber of Commerce, call the Idaho Department of Labor, ask them the questions. They're going to be like, well, this doesn't really pertain to us, so try these guys.
Yeah.
Just keep asking, keep pushing and driving, and the right things will fall into your lap.
Well, I think you've done a great job with that, right? Just the fact that you're super humble and saying, I didn't have business experience, but yeah, I see your popcorn all over the place. So you're obviously doing things right. I just want to congratulate you on your business, and thanks so much for sharing some of those tips with us.
Thanks, Ryan. You have a good day.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. While you're waiting for the next episode, feel free to contact us or follow us on social media.